Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Institute of Global Professionals today's free webinar. And this is something special because today we are going to start our webinar series 4 with first part, the series name Upskilling Organizational Leadership and Managerial Skills. And the topics today we are going to cover the role of SBM in School Improvement Plan. I think which is very relevant to our daily learners nowadays. It's very important. And you know that I'm not your professional host, so today we don't have any host. If anyone interested to become IGP host, you can apply right now, no problem, because I'm not professional host. So just I would like to introduce our speaker for tonight. She's none other than Ma'am Ermeline D. Diaz. She is an SBM coordinator, Vehicle Regional Science High School, Department of Education, Region 5, Ligao City. I hope I pronounce all the part correctly. Ma'am, we are welcoming you in our institute. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for that
Ma'am, we just
introductions.
want to hear about little bit about from you also. Because
Okay, sir. It's okay, sir. So, I am Ermaline Datoon Diaz, a graduate of political science, and took up methods of teaching and then complete my academic requirements in Filipino education. Then currently taking up Masters of Education major in Supervision and Administration, and I am 8 years in teaching in secondary education, handling social studies, Filipino, and understanding culture and society in senior high school. And currently, I am the SBM or School-Based Management Coordinator in for 3 years and currently connected at Bicol Regional Science High School. So that's it, sir.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Before we move to the next, I just want to thanks Ma'am Corazon. Ma'am, this is not possible to become a speaker in IGP for me. So hopefully, see you physically on that time. I can speak something on in front of you, but not in front of IGP. Thank you, ma'am. Just proceed on your with your presentation. Now, this virtual platform is yours now.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that. Can I have a few seconds to share
Sure,
my
sure,
screen?
sure, sure,
Okay,
sure.
thank you, sir. So, is it visible already, sir?
No, ma'am, it's still not.
Share. Sir?
Yes, ma'am. Let me check. Yes, it's working. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
it's okay.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please proceed, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, everyone all around the world. So, I am Ermaline Diaz, your speaker for tonight from the Philippines. Okay, so my topic is about the role of SBM or the School Based Management in School Improvement Plan or SIP. So, here are my topics. Okay, the first one is what is SBM? Then, what are the objectives of SBM? Importance of SBM, advantages of SBM, elements of successful SBM, four principles of SBM, the subcomponents of SBM, why assess the SBM practices, and what is school report card or SRC. Then the guidelines in implementing SIP, what is SIP, who are involved in SIP, then the five critical stages missing from the most school improvement plan goals, the five keys in creating an effective school improvement plan, the SIP planning circle, and the last one are the steps in crafting SIP. So let us proceed now to what is SBM. So SBM, or school-based management, is the decentralization of decision-making authority to the schools. Okay, when we say decentralization, it pertains on the distribution or the shifting of power or decision making from the central office down to the school level. So from the school level, who are given the authority or the power? So these are the school heads, teachers, and students work together with community leaders and local government officials and other stakeholders to improve school performance. So that is SBM. Now let us see what is SBM grant. Okay, SBM grant, or school-based management grant, is a funding facility extended to public elementary and secondary school by the Department of Education to help accelerate improvements in learning outcomes that will redound to achievement of education for all and millennial developmental goals targets by 2015. And another one, when we say SBM grant, it is the improvement learning outcomes are measured in terms of student participation, completion, and achievement. And another one, SBM grant also shall be used to support activities that will lead towards the formulation of a 3-year school improvement plan, or the SIP. So now let us see the support mechanism of SBM grant. So the SBM grant is a support mechanism that aims to improve the following. So the first one is the learner participation. So when we say learner participation, it is about the involvement, the sharing of students or the learner on on their ideas or participation in school activities. Okay, so the communication between the learners and the educators. So another one, SBM grant also want to improve the school attendance. Although in the present day today, the school attendance in our new normal is not really required because our students are studying at home. So still we have the other modality that we are using, like the blended learning, wherein we can use the online platform for them to join in our classes. So in that sense, SBM also wants that to improve the attendance and at the same time the participation of these learners. Even though we are facing different challenges, especially this time of pandemic. So another one is the completion rate. Okay, when we say completion rate, it is the measurement of the the measurement or the number of the student who gain or who accomplish the requirements in the different level in the school. And another one, the student learning outcome. Okay, so this is one of the student learning outcomes is one of the most important mechanism that the SBM want to improve. Okay, next is what is the importance of SBM. So the importance of SBM is that the school have greater autonomy and flexibility in managing their operation and resources toward school development. And another one, the importance of SBM is that it allows local decision makers to determine the appropriate mix of inputs and education's policy adapted to local realities and needs. So those are the importance of SBM. Next one, let us proceed to the objectives or the vision of SBM. So the first one is to empower school head and lead their teachers and students through reforms that lead to higher learning outcomes. Another one is bring resources, including funds, down to the control of the school to spur change in line with decentralization. Then, it strengthens partnership with communities as well as local government units to invest time, money, and effort in making the school a better place to learn. And lastly, one of the objective of SBM is to integrate school management and instructional reform for the school effective learning outcome. So let us or have this sum up or get the important details on the objectives of SBM. So we can go on with the empowerment. Okay, resources. Okay, when we say SBM, we can implicate the word empowerment, resources, partnership, and of course the instructional reformation. So those words are very connected or connected to SBM. So that's are the objective of SBM. Next, here are the advantages of SBM. So the first one is formally recognizes the expertise and competence of those who work in individual school to make decision to improve learning. And who are they? They are the teachers, okay, the community leaders, and of course even the student and the school head. So another one gives teachers, other staff members, and community increased input into decision making. So why is it this group of people are the one who can give the input in decision making? So first of all, they are the first hand group of people that knows the status of the school. So that's why they are the authorized, or they are the very best person who can give an inputs in decision making about the status of the school. Next is to improve morale of the teachers. Okay, because of opportunity that are given to the teachers, okay, being part of the decision makers, okay, their expertise and competence are given a chance to show their knowledge and skills, and for that they improve the morale of the teachers. Okay, and another one is focuses accountability for decision. So in SBM, everyone has the responsibility and accountability in decision making, either the internal or the external stakeholder. Then brings both financial and instructional resources in line with instructional goals developed in the school. So this is one of also important or advantages that the school personnel have the chance to um, use all of the resources, including the financial resources of the school, to reform or have a reformation on the programs and instructional resources that is needed or suited to the needs of the learner. Then nurtures and stimulate new leaders at all levels. Why is it in all levels? So in making a decision, as I mentioned a while ago, not just the teacher, the school head, so even the students and the community leaders are given a chance to give an input. So in that way, even the students, the representative from the group of the student, may input or share their skills or knowledge on how to improve the learning of the students. Then lastly, increase both the quantity and quality of communication. So in this manner, all of the members of the SBM team and the internal and external stakeholder are having communication or usual conversation that may help to improve the school or to achieve the goal of the SBM. Next, let us proceed to the eighth key elements of successful SBM. So what are they? The first one is an active vision. Okay, of course, in having a group or a program, we always have a goal or a vision. So what we want to see on our program. Okay, so an active vision. Next, meaningful decision making authority. So when we have our active vision, of course, we know our path or our goal, so we can decide what will be good for our school or for the student, or to address the need of our student. Then distribution of power. So an SBM, not just the school head has the power to make a decision. So everyone are given the responsibility and accountability, and at the same time, the power for them to decide and give inputs about or on how to help the school. Then develop and use of knowledge and skill. So on that, in decision making, they can use their skills and knowledge in sharing their inputs, then collecting and communicating information. So everyone in this manner are given a chance to communicate and collect information that will help the school improve. Then they are also given a reward for progress. So when we work, we have we will when we work hard and work together or collaboratively work, all of us will gain a progress or reward for the progress. Then shared leadership. Okay, everyone in the team has an ability to become a leader. Okay, shared leadership is one of the important characteristic that the group must possess. Then cultivating resources. So they must know or find out what are the available resources that may help them in achieving their goal. So these are the 8 key elements of successful SPM. Next, of course, we have to share or I have to discuss about the 4 principles of school-based management. The first one is the leadership and governance. Second one is curriculum and learning, accountability and continuous improvement. And the last one is management of resources. So now let us proceed to leadership and governance. So what is leadership and governance? So as we can see in this picture, in leadership, we must work as a team and have motivation, competence, skills, responsibility, and communication from each other, and of course the power. Okay, so all of that are needed to have a successful or to achieve their goals. Then a network, when we say leadership and governance, it is a network of leadership that provides the vision and direction to the education system, making it relevant and responsive to the context of diverse communities. Leadership and governance provides a develop, plan, and develop collaboratively by the stakeholder of the school and community. So that is leadership and governance. Now let's go on to curriculum and learning. So under the SPM, the second one is curriculum and learning. So curriculum, instruction, and assessment. So we have our standard. The school the school assesses the teaching learning process and provides necessary intervention to improve learning outcome. So this is the standard. And we can identify the level of curriculum in level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, which is the beginning, proficient, highly proficient, and distinguished. So under level 1, the beginning, the school conducts assessment of teaching learning process. So what are the means of verification? So reports on the number of failures per subject area across grade level. Then reports on the root causes of failures. So in level 2, the school conducts assessment and provides necessary intervention to improve learning outcome. So what is the MOVs? Action plan or intervention program. Then in level 3, the highly proficient, okay, the school conducts assessment and employs effective intervention which lead to improved learning outcome. And the MOV is the progress monitoring result of intervention program. And in level 4, distinguish the school sustains effective intervention which lead to improved learning outcome for possible adaptation. And the MOV is the sustainability plan on effective intervention program. So this is under curriculum and learning. Next, accountability and continuous improvement. A clear, transparent, inclusive, and responsive accountability system is in place, collaboratively developed by community stakeholders which monitor expected and actual performance, continuously addresses the gap and ensures a venue for feedback and redress. So this is accountability and continuous improvement. So the internal and external stakeholder work together. Then after that, they have to monitor the expected outcome of their program that they are implementing. Next is the management of resources. So when we say resources, it is a collectively and judiciously mobilized and managed with transparency, effectiveness, and efficiency. Okay, so those are the four principles of SBM. The first one is learning, leadership and governance, curriculum and learning, accountability and continuous improvement, and management of resources. So let us go now to the SBM subcomponents. So the first one is policy and planning system. Okay, when we say policy and uh, planning system, it pertains to the group or the planning team must have plans and program for the school. Then participatory mechanism and education. So who are the participants in planning the school programs and project? So here are the internal and external stakeholder. Then human resources development of education. There must be a group of people who will handle the programs and projects that the school or the school-based management wants to implement. Then the quality assurance is an accountability system. So is that project and programs undergone quality assurance in order to implement it well or may suit to the needs of the learners. Then programs to improve access. Okay, this may use or provide the different platform that the program may access. Then unified information system. So unified information system, they have one information coming from the central office down to the school-based management. But in school-based management or in school level, so they can modify or they can modify or they can adapt what is on the needs of the learners. These are next. Why assess the SBM practices? So what are the reason why we have to assess the SBM practices? The first one is to determine the level of SBM practices in the school. So that's why we have to assess the the SBM, or we have to conduct a validation or evaluation in the SBM. So on what level is the school in the current situation? Next, provide basis on which is to establish a plan of action. So, which must be the priority, or the most priority, or the priority improvement areas of the school must be given an action. Which area of the school? And then improve the SBM support system through intervention that the school and other admin level of the Department of Education. Then, determine effectiveness of SBM practices in delivery of basic education services. So, does the SBM help the school in improving the educational system, or the needs, or does it addresses the needs of the student, or does the SBM help the the students in terms of learning and curriculum? Next, let us proceed to what is a school report card. So, a school report card, or SRC, is one of the core components of the SBM management trust of the Department of Education. So, the SRC is prepared by the schools twice a year in a school year. So, to further strengthen shared governance through the increased awareness and stronger participation of the community and other stakeholders in making the school a better place. So, school SRC was prepared twice a year, in mid-year and in the end year. So, in this way, the the stakeholders, or the community leaders, or even the external or in the internal stakeholder, may see the status, or may know what is the status of the school, just by looking, or just by looking at the school report card. Next, the school report card is provides stakeholder a snapshot of the school current condition and performance. So as I mentioned a while ago, and it's also a tool for advocating and communicating the school situation, context, and performance for internal and external stakeholder, to involve them in making the school a better place for learning. So that is the function, or the importance of SRC. Then the SRC is a comprehensive yet concise reporting tool. It has three parts. The first one is the school profile. The second one is the performance indicators, measuring the aspect of access, quality, and governance. And the last one, the status of school project. So that is the parts that we can see on the SRC. Now let us proceed on, does SBM implementation help the school? So SBM implementation has a positive impact on the effectiveness or school quality improvement, related to the quality of the school management and the quality of learning process. So these are the two ways that the SBM may give impact to the school: the quality of school management and the quality of learning process. So it is suggested that good and successful practices in SBM implementation can be disseminated to other schools and other districts. Okay, so we are done on SBM. Now let us take a look, or have an idea, or um, on what is SIP. So first we have to go on with the guidelines and in implementing SIP or School Improvement Plan. So the first one is the issuance of DepEd Order number 44 series of 2015, which is entitled Guidelines on the Enhanced School Improvement Plan or SIP Process and School Report Card or SRC. Set the standards on how to conduct planning process in a school level. And the second one is the Republic Act 9155, which is the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. And under Section 6, Paragraph 2.4, it states that the school head shall have authority, accountability, and responsibility in developing the school education program and school improvement plan. So these are the guidelines in implementing the SIP. Now, let us find out what is a school improvement plan. So it is said that SIP is a roadmap that establishes the changes that the school needs to improve student achievement and shows how and when these changes will be made. And a 3 years education development plan that embodies the vision and mission of the school, and it contains the profile of the school and the community problems and needs, goals, objectives, standards and targets, implementation plan, monitoring and evaluation plan, communication and advocacy plan, and documentation and reporting to the stakeholders and signatories. So, this is the overview of what is school improvement plan. Next, another one that SIP also is formulated based on evidences, results, and intended for learners. It is also a requirement for school-based management under the um, leadership and governance. So SIP is a requirement of school-based management. Then, prepared by the school community planning team, the basis for annual implementation plan, and the basis for annual procurement plan. Then, what is the role of SIP? So, the SIP or the School Improvement Planning combines the concepts constitute constituting the foundation for positive improvement results. Okay, meaningful teamwork, measurable, clear goals, and regular collection and analysis of performance data. So that is the role of SIP. Next, that who are involved in school improvement plan. So we have the stakeholders. We can also classify the stakeholder, the internal stakeholder, and the external stakeholder. So in this, we have the school governing council representative. So when we say school governing council representative, it is also composed of the other member of the internal stakeholder. So the SGC may compose of internal and external stakeholder. So who are these internal stakeholder? They are the school head, teachers, parents, and students. Okay, when we say external stakeholders, they are the NGOs, non-governmental organization, any representative from them, local government unit, okay, then basic sectors, and other civic organizations. So this group of people may help the school in crafting the SIP. So, but before that, they must be selected or elected as part of the school governing council. Okay. Next, let us proceed to the 5 critical strategies missing from most improvement plan goals. So the first one is distributed responsibility. So this is very important that in school, in SIP and also in SBM, the distribution of responsibility is very important. Every member of the school planning team must have their duties and responsibilities. And this group or this people or this member of the planning team must also know their role and responsibility in order for them to work or to um, to response on the response on the role given to them. Then it must have the weekly matrix. Okay, so it is very important also that we have our weekly matrix. So if we meet that activity that we are prepared for that week, so it is important that we have that. Then the sustainable system with documented processes. So it is a step-by-step process or um, a system wherein there must be a guide or a guidelines that this group of people or the school planning team must be guided by this. And the number four, the classroom walk and feedback. So in SIP, the school planning team can craft a program and project or activities once the school head knows the status of the school. So in what way? One of which is that a usual classroom observation. So the school head may know also the needs of the teachers and also the needs of the student. Okay, so can add or give intervention on that needs or provide an action for that needs. Then continuous improvement meeting. So there must be a communication, a quality communication among the school planning team. Okay, next, here are the 5 key steps in creating an effective school improvement plan. So number one, step one is know your school's current situation. So of course, if we know what is the status of the school, we can give an action on the needs of that certain problem or um, condition. So in number one step, everyone must know the status or the current situation of the school. So a plan to improve depends first on the good understanding of existing school practices and student outcomes. Okay, particularly current level of student attainment. These are the starting point for any improvement effort and the baseline against which the school improvement effort are evaluated. So next, number two step is to specify the desired outcome. So if we already know the status, know the problems, so what will be our desired outcome or what will be our plan for that? So a school improvement plan specify what improvements in outcome a school wishes to see. Desired improvement may include but not limited to improvement in student improvement in student achievement, school attendance, post school destination, and student attitude and engagement. So these are the number one um, improvement that the school may want to see in the next 3 years in SIP. But as it mentioned, it is not limited to. It also, this in SIP, it may also include the professional development of the teachers. Okay, so, and who will be the beneficiary of this? Of course, the beneficiary are our students. Then, a school improvement plan recognizes the need to prioritize set realistic expectations, and provide the time required for meaningful and sustainable improvement. So, this is the step two, specify the desired outcome. Next, number three, design and implement an improvement strategy. Okay, once the school has decided the outcome it wishes to improve, the next step is to decide how this improvement will be achieved. Okay, that is the strategy or strategies of the school intends to implement. So the school planning team will going to decide what will be their strategies in order for them to achieve their goals. Then number four is measure and monitor the result. Okay, so the fourth step is to decide how improvements in outcome will be measured and confirmed. Okay, so conclusions about the improvements require measures that can be compared over time and possibly across different instruments. Changes must also be large enough to indicate meaningful improvements rather than a chance of fluctuations. So conclusions about the improvement can be made with more confidence when there is evidence of trend in outcome over an extended period. Okay, so in this step four, measures and monitor the result. So what will be the steps or how can the group of school planning team measure and monitor the result of their implemented program? So they can make use of evaluation, monitoring and evaluation. So are the client or are the student being benefited by this program, or are the teachers are benefited by those programs implemented by the school? So they can use different evaluation form as a tool for them to measure if it is the outcome, or if it is the outcome is well being implemented. Then for the step five, reflect on what you've learned. Okay, finally, a school improvement plan should include a plan on reflecting on and learning from and the improvement effort. Okay, the goal should be to review the implementation of improvement strategy and evaluate its impact on the targeted outcome. So that's are the steps in creating an effective school improvement plan. Now we have here an example of school planning team's timeline. So we have here the activities, the date, and what will be the remark. So the first one, the activity is preparatory activity. So in the first year, or in the first quarter of the year, they will going to have a gathering and organization of data. Then after that, they will going to organize a planning team or the SPT. Then this is SPT must have the orientation and vision sharing. Then after that, they will proceed on the cycle of the SIP or SIP cycle, which is the phase one, assess. Number two is phase two is plan, and the phase three is act. So here are the steps in enhanced SIP cycle. So as we can see, a illustration wherein assess, plan, and act. So inside this bigger circle, same process. So because in SIP, we are crafting, or we will going to craft a 3-year program, projects and activities for the school. And that 3 years will be implemented for the development of the school. So the first one is to assess. Okay, assess, as I mentioned a while ago, we will going to look on the current situation of the school. Then after having the or looking at the report or school report card, we're going to have a plan. Okay, what will be your plan if there are some gaps or intervention needed by the students or by the school itself? And then after that, we're going to act. Okay, act or implement or have the continuous improvement. Okay, same cycle in inside this bigger circle, same process, assess, plan, act within 3 years. Okay, so how will we going to identify the priority improvement areas of our school? So of course we should have or we must have the rubric. So we have the criteria, the description, and the scale. So in criteria, we will going to have the strategic importance. So what is the description of that? The number of other areas that will benefit when the improvement area is addressed. Then urgency, it means that the urgency or need to improve the area as soon as possible. Then the magnitude, the number of learners that will benefit from the improvement area is addressed. Then feasibility, the degree to which the improvement are within the school mandate and control. So which among the project or programs or the priority improvement areas of the school must be given an action. So, for example, in phase one, the school assessed that here the improvement areas are reading comprehension, lack of professional development, high dropout, low intake of 5-year-old children in kindergarten. So, under the rubric, which one is the strategic, urgency, magnitude, and feasibility, and they will going to compute the average and interpret it. And then among these four improvement area, the first one is the reading comprehension. So it has 4.5 average. So this one must be given the priority or an action. Okay, and it is said that if it is strategic importance and given an action, the other improvement area may benefit from this program or from this improvement area. Next, in phase one also, the assess will going to have the analysis finding the cause. So we are doing the do root cause analysis in different ways. We can do it in fishbone diagram, YY diagram, problem tree approach, streams analysis. So I have here an example of fishbone diagram. So which is the most direct cause? So the problem that they encounter in our example is the poor reading comprehension of the pupils. So what are the factors that may affect on this poor reading comprehension of the students? Okay, we have the materials, maybe inadequate or non-existence of materials, procedure. So is there a regular schedule for this student to have a reading time? And then how about maybe the people, and who are these people? Okay, maybe the teachers, okay, which has lack of trainings, maybe the pupils also because lack of practice. Okay, then the equipments, okay, are there a complete or lacking equipment like the audio or visual equipment? So these are some of the example which is the most direct cause in the problem, which is the poor reading comprehension of the pupil. So now let us proceed to phase 2 plan. Okay, now in this phase 2 we have to plan, okay? Formulate programs, projects, and activities for each improvement areas across assess, quality, and governance. So we're going to consider these three, the access, quality, and governance. So these programs, project, and activities are contributed to the solution of these improvement areas. And under the phase 2 planning, the development of program design must contain or have this content the objective of the project, budgetary requirements, source of fund, and person responsible for this project or program that has been designed or crafted. Then the phase three, which is the action, okay, involves small scale testing, then implementation of solution. Okay, constant checking of the implementation progress is done in this phase. If those program that has been implemented are the solution or effective or have a big impact to our learner. So that is on the phase three. We have to involve a small scale testing, then implementation of the solution. So under what I have discussed a while ago, the three phases, the assess, plan, and act, is has also micro scale in crafting the SIP. Okay, there are also seven steps in doing that. SIP planning cycle. The first step is we have to collecting, organizing, and analyzing school data. Okay, so what are the data that we have to collect? Those data that are in line with learning and curriculum, leadership and governance, in lines or in short, in line with the four principles of SBM. Okay. Then step two is identifying core values and formulating the vision and mission statements. Number three is determining school goals and objectives. Four is formulating the works and financial plan and annual implementation plan. Five is developing the school's monitoring and evaluation plan and structure. Six is organizing for implementation. And seven is writing the school improvement plan. So let us go first to the step one, collecting, organizing, and analyzing school data. So what will be our input? Okay, the school data. Okay, next, the process tool. Of course, we can look at or we can look on the school report card. This will be our basis, one of the bases in or in collecting information. Next input, we have an accomplished initial data inference. Then SIP outline the school profile or another one situation analysis. Then in step two is identifying the core values and formulating the vision and mission. So in this step, okay, we can determine the school core values. So here are the example of um, core values. Okay, we have the people, processes, and performance. So in people, we have the quality, equality, quality, opportunity, and what will be the process, close relationship, and then in performance, ecological awareness, then respect, fairness, open and honest people, fairness, helping other people and honesty, justice, okay, influencing other, fast-paced work, and the last one under the people is excitement. The process is order, stable and confirm, and performance is help other people. So this is the step two in identifying the core value and formulating the mission and the vision. Next is the step three is determining the school's goals and objective. Okay, so in determining the goals of the school, the priority concern of the school, Okay, the school planning team is now ready to establish or revise improvement goals that address the priority needs of the school. Okay, the goals needs to be substantive and attainable. So the fewer the goal, the better. All goals should be anchored on education for all, or EFA goals, but should be crafted based on the result of data analysis, as mentioned a while ago. Then developing the school objective. So how are we going to develop a school objective? Develop develop objectives that would measure the progress in accomplishing goals. So the objective should contain the following elements, which is, we call it SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So in step 4, we have the formulating the work and financial plan and annual implementation plan. So it pertains on the annual implementation plan, or yung financial plan. Okay, what will be the input? School goals and objectives, including the report card, so the process tool, the planning matrix, okay, the hierarchy approach, and the output will be the work financial plan and the annual improvement plan. And in SIP outline, it will be the program and action for 3 years. Then in number step five, developing and monitoring an evaluation plan and structure. So the objective of this step is to enable the school to track its progress and make timely adjustment on school improvement plan. So the input are school goals and objective, annual implementation plan, plan school goals and objective, annual implementation plan, and report card. So the process tool is the monitoring and evaluation matrix. The output will be the monitoring and evaluation plan. So plan based from what will be evaluated in the process tool. Then the SIP outline is the organizing for implementation. And the last, step 6, organizing for implementation. So an SIP implementation team should be organized in a school by the school head. First is manage SIP implementation. 2, organize priority improvement area theme approved by the school head, which will manage different programs and activities in annual improvement plan and the 3-year work and financial plan. Number 3, make regular report, example, a monthly, to the school head as regard status of SIP implementation. So, next, number 4, make recommendation to the priority improvement area team regarding intervention that would consider necessary in successful plan implementation. 5, assess the school planning team in enhancing the school improvement plan every year during the SIP revisit. And number 6, the last one is convene regular discussion, or monthly or a quarterly discussion. Okay, so these are the organizing for implementation. And this is one of the, so those are the steps in the SIP cycle. Then how are we going to prepare the SIP? Okay, the first one is a preparatory activity. So we have to, another one under that is the purpose, time frame, and it also include who are, who will be part of this preparation. So the first one, in our example, is calling for General Assembly, forming a school planning team. So of course, we cannot plan, or the school head alone cannot plan without the help of the other members, or the help of the other member of the internal or external stakeholder. So the purpose of this is to present the school profile to the community, then draw insight or inputs from the community for the development of SIP. Another one is to inform the community about the development of the SIP. And the last purpose is to distribute to the parents, student, teacher survey questionnaire to the community to determine the satisfaction level of the respondent on the way of the school. Then also, it is very important that we have the time frame. Okay, so they put here the time frame that they want to target this purpose or this activity is on March or April. And those people involved are the school head, SGC or School Governing Council, and the school community. So this is just an example in how to prepare the SIP. The first part is we have to form, or the school head must form the school planning team. Okay, so let us proceed to the SIP content new version. Okay, we have the access, quality, and governance, which is must consider in crafting our SIP. So access, it is said that every Filipino has access to a complete basic education. So here is the question: are the school age children of the community in school? So are they enrolled in their age of school? So if there is not, so what are the issues or problems or challenges in school? So this must be given a priority. So when we say access, every Filipino are given a chance for free basic education, especially in elementary and secondary. Next, what are the causes of children's dropping out? Is there anything that the school can do? Okay, so that is another question for that. Then the transition from grade 6 to 7. Okay, from grade 10 or from junior high school to senior high school. Then when we say quality, okay, every graduate is prepared for further education and the world of work. Okay, under this is that quality versus the number of graduates. So it is very important that we have the quality education. So quality education means that we meet, or this group of people meet the required standard by the school. Next, the not as the mean percentage score. So, in the Philippines, we have the National Achievement Test. Okay, and this National Achievement Test was given to the grade 3, grade 6, grade 10, and grade 12 student. Okay, this is also designed to determine their academic level. Okay, and their strength, weaknesses, as well as their knowledge that they learn in the major subject throughout the year. Okay, then the mean percentage score is the indicator wherein the ratio between the number of correct correct answer item and to the total number of the test question. So that is one of the um, measure in how we will going to have the quality education. Then reading proficiency of the student. Okay, so it is very important that reading or decoding skills that enable children to read it a text and comprehend, of course. Okay, reading with comprehension. Then when we say numeracy level of student, it is their skill or ability to interpret the numerical information or mathematical information to solve real world problem. Then when we say instruction supervision, uh, it is the it pertains to the instructional supervision wherein is these materials are being supervised, or the school has the authority on a certain project or program. Okay. Next, let us proceed to governance or effective, transparent, and collaborative governance basic education. So in governance, we have the school-based management as their basis, then the child-friendly school system, stakeholders' participation in school programs, projects, and activities. So these are the access, quality, and governance. So now the question is, what is the role of SBM in school improvement plan? So through the SRC, which is the brief yet concise report from SBM data, the school planning team or can craft a project, programs, and activities that will cater the needs of the student and the school itself. And these project, programs, and activities can be done with the cooperation and support of internal and external stakeholder of the school. So that's all my topic, and here is my references. Sir?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your lovely and
Welcome, sir.
beautiful presentation. And this is also informative. And we saw that based on our comment section, they really appreciate and they really enjoyed your session, ma'am. So, which is very impressive. Again,
Thank you, sir.
thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
See you again, definitely. But before we move for our next part, our quiz competition, I just want to inform you that after quiz competition, we have Q&A. So, see you again on the part of Q&A.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Forgive me as I am not the professional host, so forgive me from.
It's okay, sir.
And if I'm not wrong, then you are also invited for the next part, in the fifth part, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay, ma'am. And see you in the Q&A part. Before,
Yes, sir.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dear learners, right now we are moved to our next part, which is quiz competition. So join in the quiz competition. Just I will. Dear live viewers, I just shared the quiz joining link in the comment section, so you can join through the link. And if you want to join directly, then you can browse slido.com, and the code is our all the quiz session, that is IGP quiz. IGP quiz. This is the code for tonight quiz, upcoming quiz. Hello. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just forget to unmute myself. I just forget to unmute myself. Sorry. 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 Actually, who is this person who wrote IGP quiz on the place of his or her name? This is something uncommon for us. So this is the first time who placed sixth, but he or she don't know how to put right name. So today we'll announce the top 10 as top 11. We'll just delete this number or this name. Thank you. Congratulations, top 10. We'll allow all the certificates within 15 to 20 minutes. And again, I don't know who is the number 6 who wrote on the name flow IGP quiz. We don't know who is the number 6th. If you have any proper evidence, then you can contact in our page inbox. They will definitely connect with you. Okay, now we will move for our next part, that is Q&A. Dear learners, if you have any kinds of question regarding today's topic, you can ask all the question on comment section. Our speakers will definitely answer all the question. Welcome back, ma'am, again. Ma'am,
Thank you, sir.
in this part, I will pin some question on your screen. Just you have to read the question and you have to answer it. Because in the back part, I have to prepare quiz certificate and something more. So this is this is the text for you, ma'am. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. This is the first question from Firoz Akborov sir, and he is one of the speaker of IGP. He is one of the consistent speaker of IGP. He is from Uzbekistan and one of our partner also.
Okay, so the question from Sir Perus: how to ensure transparent management system at fully autonomous school? Is there still a room for government intervention for quality assurance and accountability system? Or can it be also a zero intervention nationally? So thank you, Sir Perus, for that question. First is that how to ensure transparency in management system at fully autonomous school. So in autonomous school, transparency is one of the important factor that must be in every institution. So transparency in different aspect or in different sense. Example, on the programs and project that has been implemented. Okay, is there for how to ensure transparency? Okay, we can make use of the uh, report coming from the report card itself is one of the example that it has the transparency on the implementation or on the situation of the school. Then is there still a room for a government intervention or quality assurance and accountability system? um, the government or the local government unit is one of or part of the crafting of the school improvement plan. So they can be part of or they can contribute much on the different program and project activities which help the school to reach or to reach the goal or to achieve the goal of the school-based management. So, or can it be a zero intervention nationally? So it depends upon on the situation, sir, that intervention in a certain intervention can be done if the school or the program needs it or on in the priority improvement areas of the certain school. So that is my answer, sir. Okay, next from Manolita Ramas Oligo. So far, COVID-19 pandemic, what tips can you give to plan ahead for healthy school year? Okay, what tips that I can tips for healthy school year. Okay, so in school-based management, the school planning team also craft or give different programs for the student in order for them um, to be aware on the current situation. So for me, what is the tips that I can give to plan ahead for a um, healthy school year. So everyone must be aware on what we are facing nowadays. So what is a COVID-19? So what will be the negative effects of this? So proper education or give them the proper information, especially to our learners, so that they can be aware of what are the possible things that may happen to them if they are not aware of this COVID-19. Ma'am? Next, from Ma'am Mirasol Silaga. Okay, without SBM, what can you say about teaching learning performance? How it is affected? Okay. So as I mentioned a while ago, the SBM has four principles: the um, leadership and governance, curriculum and learning, accountability and continuous improvement, and management of resources. So without the SBM, okay, we cannot address the needs of the learners. Okay, the very importance of SBM is that it is strategically paves away the quality education of the student in the holistic development of our learner. So without SBM, um, we cannot addresses the needs of our student or we cannot cater the needs of our student. Ma'am? Ma'am Mirasol? Okay, from Ma'am Monalita. What are the challenges of SBM in the Philippines public school and how can you empower the stakeholder to reform schools? Okay, so thank you, Ma'am, for that question. SBM has also the challenges or difficulties that facing nowadays. Okay, so in SBM, the challenges that usually arises is that the people involved in crafting the SIP or the member of this planning team are confused on their role and duties and responsibilities. Okay, so another one is that the time allotted or the time given to everyone because of the schedule, and every member of the school planning team and are have their own duties and responsibilities, especially the teachers. Then another one is that the uh, collaboration, okay, engagement in the internal and the external stakeholder. So it is a bit hard or challenging on the part of the internal stakeholder sometimes to convince or to communicate on the external stakeholder. So that are the some of the challenges that the SBM may encounter, Ma'am Monalita. Next from Ma'am Nancy May Bation on Omandom. Okay, I hope I pronounce it right. How can you manage to be effectively implement at the same time sustain the program? How can we manage to effectively implement and at the same time sustain the program? So the first thing is that we will look on, is this project or program that we crafted are suited to the needs of our clientele, so that it will answer or we will sustain their needs. And another one is the implementation, or is the implementation of these programs or project that we designed or crafted addresses the needs of our learners. So that's all po, ma'am. Okay, from Ma'am Monalita. What are your recommendations to promote transparency and accountability? Okay. Promote transparency and accountability. So everyone in the group or everyone in the planning team must know their role and responsibility. And of course, if they know their role and responsibility, they are accountable for such duties that they are having. And another one about the transparency. Okay. The school must always have to share the status, or must present or share the status of the school or the situation of the school, so that the LGUs or the external stakeholder may also help to improve the the school, especially for the needs of the learners. Ma'am. Okay, from Sir Eddie Garcia. Involvement of learners in SBM are limited unlike parents and other stakeholders. Why? Okay, so in SBM, we have the school governing council, and one of the member of that is the representative from the school governing council, from the student governance or SGC. Okay, so in that, why is it limit the participation or involvement of the learners? So this SGC, or the president or the representative from the group, can speak to can be the spokespersons in behalf of the student, as he was elected, or has as he was the voice of the student. So it is enough, or it is enough that he is the one to represent for the group, or for the member of the stakeholders. Sir Eddie. From Maria Fe Bautista. How can we address the needs of learners, especially this time of pandemic? Okay, ma'am, thank you for that question. So in SBM, under the learning and curriculum, we can craft different programs and projects, activities. Okay, we can also call that the reformation of the instructional materials that is needed by our students or by our clientele. So how can we address? Um, we can make use of the resources, or we can make use of the instructional materials which will caters the needs of our student. In what way? For example, in distance learning, okay, we teachers, we can deliver, or we can share our knowledge, or to the student, in or by using the different online platforms. Okay, so that is one. Next, from Sir George Enoch. So I hope I pronounce it right. Can we apply it also to private school? Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for that question. So according to the school-based management, that it was decentralized coming from the central office. So SBM is a school-based management, means that it can also be adapt or apply, or we can also make use of that guidelines about the SBM, although we are in the private school. So we can contextualize that policy or program, so that the school may adapt or may cater the needs of it's the school itself.
Hello. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Uh, it was the last question from our learners. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, ma'am. Again, thank you.
Thank you,
And I'm
sir.
I'm I'm really sorry from my end, because actually, due to some reason from Philippines, I think it's raining here, right, ma'am?
In our place, sir, it's not raining right now.
Uh, of course, today we booked someone booked for today's hosting, and at the beginning of the program, she just says there is so much raining, and that's the reason for network internet interruption, and she's not able to join today's program. So that was the uh, misconcept from maybe, and if can possible also. So again, sorry. Thank you, ma'am. See you again. Definitely see you again. Thank you so much, dear learners. Now,
Thank you, sir.
yes, ma'am. Someone read in the comment box. Here is it. It is raining, sir. Thank you. Okay, that means she was right. Oh.
Maybe,
Okay.
sir, in some area in the Philippines, because last 2 days or 2 days ago, we also experienced heavy rains even in the evening. So that's why the internet connection is really affected by that heavy rain.
Yes, yes, and that's true, ma'am. And this is the same reason in my country also. So, dear learners, and first of all, thank you so much, ma'am. See you again. And now, dear learners, actually, today I observed all the way for our website. That is, in the morning to afternoon, there is no problem in our website. But uh, before 30 minutes of our program, we saw that there is again the same problem, database error. But in the from morning to the morning to afternoon, there is no problem like database error. But before 30 minutes, we saw that there is database error. So again, we are sorry for that, and hopefully it will solve very soon by today or tomorrow. No problem. So just stay with us and keep faith on us. This is the link for today, and this is the code for today. Link in the comment section, so now you can collect the link, and I think you can also claim your certificate easily. But just try to make sure refresh several times. Refresh several times. That is the point. Refresh several times, because today we published three programs. Today we published three programs without any interruption. That's why I can say that the website was okay in the morning session, in the morning time. But right now, I saw that this is error where you can see the database error. So just collect the certification link and also certificate code. And when you are going to claim your certificate, mind it, if you faced a database error, just refresh it several times. Right now, refresh it several times. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you again in the tomorrow's session, and hopefully in today, tomorrow, or hopefully it's hopefully actually today, tomorrow, if possible, we can solve all the problem. Stay with us and learn more. Thank you. And sir, and one more thing, I think Ma'am Yamaguchi and Ma'am Janet, they will share something with you, like for in the 15th, November 15th, we will open our diploma certification form only for 1 day. Actually, based on our website situation right now, we just think to increase the submission date time. Is it okay with you? Like 30th November. Is it okay with you? What do you think, our learners? Is it 30th November is okay for all? Yes, I'm just waiting for the comment in the comment section. Yeah, ma'am. N. Toto got my certificate. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Wow. Okay. Please extend. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Nice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, we just actually discussed about that to increase the date, extend the date to 15th to 13th. Because actually, in this time, our website is not working well. So this is not your fault. So definitely, we will proceed for the next with November 30. 130 certificates, 130 certificates required for your diploma. And note that all the certificates from IGP. Thank you so much. Definitely, we will extend our time to 15th November to 13th November. But just note that we will open the diploma certification form only for only 1 day. That is November 30. Okay, Ma'am Janet and Ma'am Yamaguchi and Kelvin. Sir Kelvin, please note that that is the we extend the time from November 15 to November 30. So that is the date, November 30, where on that date our we will open our diploma certification form only for one day, only for one day. That is November 30. So Ma'am Janet, Ma'am Yamaguchi, and Sir Kelvin, this is your responsibility to spread this news information to all. I hope you will support us as like as always. And I will definitely make a post on our Facebook page and group in the tomorrow morning. But right now, just this is your responsibility and your part of support as a dedicated team member of IGP. So please take responsibility. Thank you so much. See you again. Thank you. Sir Lamberto, this is your second time you are not able to download your certificate. We are extremely sorry. We are extremely sorry. But keep faith on us. Keep faith on IGP. If just you have to open your account, you have to create your account, then you can claim your certificate. But you need two things, that is certification link and certificate code. Just note down in certification link and certificate code. I just want to ensure you, if you are not able to download your certificate from your website, this is Kaushik. I will download your certificate on behalf of IGP, and I will share it to with you. So don't think about you don't need to think about certificate. Just stay with us and just collect the certification link and certificate code. All our learners, all our as we said that all our well wishers will get their certificates definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you again in the next session tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.